James Cameron is back and at it again. Let's talk about it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am and you learn from films as much as I do, then you are in the right place. And if you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, while you're down there, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the new James Cameron film, Avatar: The Way of Water? Was this better than the original Avatar film? Was it about the same? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below, and while you're down there, click like and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that bell button to notify you when I release more videos. Soon I'm gonna have out my top 5 favorite films of 2022, which I'll be having a special guest for. Today we're talking about the 2022 long anticipated wait sci-fi action film, Avatar: The Way of Water. This is the follow-up to the 2009 mega hit, smashing box office records film Avatar, directed by James Cameron, written by James Cameron, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. Avatar: The Way of the Water is rated PG. A year later, after the war with the Sky People, Jake Sully settles down with Neytiri and starts a large family in the forest of Pandora, when a familiar threat returns to finish what they started, and now Jake and Neytiri must work together with a different water-based tribe to save not just their family, but also the Na'vi people. This film is 13 years in the making, since 2009, since the original came out, and I'm so glad it's finally here. One of the most anticipated films of the year. First of all, this film has the great James Cameron at the helm. Whatever you may think about him personally, he is a fantastic Hollywood, massive, big picture director. He puts on great productions. He has amazing visuals, maybe some of the best in the world. He has made so many technological advancements to improve filmmaking, exploring our planet, our oceans. He's an activist. He's Canadian. Yes, Canada represent, even though he did have that embarrassing Oscar moment.
I'm the king of the world!
He is a ambitious, visual-based storyteller that knows a lot of time what he wants, or if he doesn't, he has a great crew and people that work around with him to help bring his vision to life. Perfectionist, he is known to be that, and he also likes to push the boundary of filmmaking in general every time he makes a movie. Exciting to have a filmmaker like James Cameron. A lot of criticism coming out of the theater, people were saying like, oh, it looks like a video game, and I disagree. I thought it looked fantastic. The visuals were so improved. Such a wonderful treat on screen. Like, we should be so lucky that a filmmaker like James Cameron is making movies like this. I want more films to be this big, this bold, this ambitious. If you give me something exciting to look at, some great characters, I do appreciate that about him as an artist. Of course, the best thing about this movie is the visual effects. To be in that theater, having the 3D glasses on, and I hate 3D glasses, I thought he has really done a great job of figuring out how to put 3D on screen to the best of the ability to make it look great and not bother your eyes or hurt your head. In a blue green screen room, acting with one another, you have to give it up to the actors for really diving deep into these characters and trying to pull something out of nothing. They have to rely on just each other, and really that's all actors need. But you have to have such a great imagination, take that performance and visualize it and really become it, to make it plausible, to make it believable. And I think all the actors in this film do a great job. My favorite is Zoe Saldana and Sigourney Weaver. I think they're just amazing. The world that this is set in, Pandora, looks so beautiful on screen. It is just amazing what James Cameron and this group of filmmakers and artists have done. What they have accomplished is astonishing. I sit there and I go, how did they do this? This is amazing. The way that the water droplets look on the skin, the Na'vi, and the way that they just had to fine tune every little detail, the different creatures, the water, everything just looks so much more crisper and cleaner this time around compared to 2009. Of course, it had 13 years to develop, so it should be better, but I just thought the details in this were phenomenal. This movie is just worth to go see just for the visuals. Even if you're not a fan of the story or the characters or the world or whatever, just go for the visual experience itself. It is highly worth it. I thought the new characters in this film were great. The children that Jake and Neytiri have, I thought were a great exploration of family and sticking together. This movie is a lot more emotional than the first one. So this film, as soon as you jump into it, you're right back into the world again, and you don't have to adjust anything. You can really dive deep into the characters, into the family members, and I thought that this movie had a lot more emotional resonance. We got to understand Jake Sully more. We got to understand Neytiri more. We got to understand the family and the kids and see the dynamics. And I thought the performance by Sigourney Weaver and her role as Kitty, the young teenager, which I thought was kind of weird when I first was hearing about this, but now seeing the film I thought was really cool. The way that they captured that character and that personality I thought was very beautiful and a great contrast to the rest of the characters in the film. The last hour of this movie is just a gigantic action set piece that's beautiful and so enthralling. Like, I want to watch just that last hour over and over again. Much like the last hour of the first Avatar film was so resonant and impactful, it was like the same process here, where the first hour of this movie, it took a while to get into. You're like being introduced to so many different characters. It can be a little much at times. Actors play in this world and interact with these creatures, which is fun, but it doesn't necessarily push the plot forward at a lot of times. This movie is a bit choppy, and how it flows and its pacing is a little bit off at times. Like scenes that could just been chopped out, or they could have just skipped over, or just made a little bit shorter, like 3 hours and like 12 minutes. Like, it's quite a long film. Even the last one, it's only like 2 hours and 40 something. And I think they should have done the same with this film. I don't think they had enough content and enough story in this film to justify a 3 hour and 12-minute film. The action is amazing, the music is great, the visuals are stunning, but for the actual script itself, my biggest qualm with this movie is that there were too many beats in this film that were just like the beats in the original film. It felt almost like a copy. When he did the sequel from Alien to Aliens, he made a completely different tone film about the alien race, but still told it in that universe, but it was very different. And with Terminator and Terminator 2, does a twist with the Terminator being the good guy this time around, still being told in the same world, in the same realm. With Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water, he didn't change a lot about the sequel. He didn't put any sort of big twists on things. He kind of just deepened the story that he was already telling in the first one, and that's okay. I just was expecting maybe something a little different. That's not to diminish that this sequel isn't great. In fact, I think I might enjoy The Way of Water just a bit more than the original, both visually, as a story itself. The visuals in this movie just blow the original one definitely out of the water. No pun intended. This is a simple story being told in a very complex way and in a complex universe. It's told in this beautiful world of Pandora with all these interesting characters and all this sci-fi cool technology, but all that stuff does is just enhances the simple story that it is trying to tell. I did see a lot of growth in the visual storytelling, and that is the most important thing about this Avatar and Pandora and this world itself. So the first Avatar film I did really enjoy. As I rewatched it before I went to see The Way of Water, I still thought it was really great. It was cool to look at, but it wasn't as good as I remembered it. So I think I would give the first Avatar movie an A-, maybe a B+, where The Way of Water I think is a little bit of a step up. Yes, this is one of the most fun experiences I've had this year at the movie theater. Much like how last year it was like Dune and Spider-Man No Way Home. This year I feel like it's like Top Gun Maverick and The Way of Water. This is definitely an in-theater experience, so I highly recommend it that people go and check it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Avatar: The Way of Water an A-. So what did you think of Avatar: The Way of Water? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. What did you think of this film? Was this an improvement upon the original? What is your favorite James Cameron film of all time? And while you're down there, click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Also, hit that bell button to notify you when I've released more videos. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other videos like Devotion, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, and Violent Night. Have a great day, everyone. Come back and check out some other videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay focused, stay awesome. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. And as always, let's get taught.